y'all. We're going into our second interview of the day. We got Miss Tiffany and Miss London. How y'all doing today, ladies?
We doing great. I'm fine. You know what?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm fine.
It's good. It's good.
Okay, I won't.
How was they drive over here? Was it too bad for y'all?
No, we live right up the street.
Oh, that's great. That's
That
great.
was fine.
So let's get right into it about the Bluehead Betty. It was that academy, right?
Bluehead Betty Teen Academy.
Teen Academy.
Yes.
Okay. So how did this come about? How did y'all come about?
Oh my God. You want to answer? I want to answer. Bluehead Betty, don't start. I brought my partner with me.
Yeah.
Bluehead Betty came about 7 years ago in Detroit, Michigan.
Okay.
London actually came up with the idea and the concept for the program. The story behind Bluehead Betty was, to be honest with you, I was facing some health issues and I kind of stopped working in my salon. And London was 11 years old and she came and asked me, can she use her salon to teach young girls the things that I taught her, like creative, like making headbands and self-esteem talks and entrepreneur classes. So I said I didn't care. I was like, okay, well, we could do it, and that was 7 years ago. So here we go now, still going with the program in Houston, and we also in Michigan as well.
Ms. London, how old are you? And you came 7 years ago.
I'm 17.
So let me get this straight. When you was 10 years old, you had this entrepreneurial spirit.
Yep.
So how did that come about? Like just seeing your mom, or where did that all come from?
You know what? I just always had it since the day I was born. I knew I was meant for greatness.
Come on.
That's how you do it.
Hey, that you know
love
what?
it.
Because you was born from a great person. Keep going with it.
Come on.
I got the video that was recording of me when my mom was giving birth. And all I heard was, my baby gonna be a star.
Yeah.
And she dead serious. That's what
Yeah. Wow, that's amazing.
That's a good job.
Yeah.
Thanks.
See that's good. You know, honestly, that's good because that's programming her to know that she's more than just a worker. She's a boss. And
Yes.
she, you know, her vision and her ideas are valid. You know, a lot of times, you know, when, especially not our generation, but generation before, that you have an idea and you start dreaming, or something wrong with you. You know, you need some medicine to drug you up. And she came with an idea at 10 years old. When I was 10 years old, I don't worry about Power Rangers and I don't worry about stuff.
I think at that time she didn't know it at the time. Y'all gonna stop laughing. Sorry. I had to go on mama mode. Look.
Yeah.
At that time or whatever, I think it was more of, and I say it in my story, it was kind of God sent his message through her. Because at that time, I was kind of like over business. You know, it was just me and I'm trying to maintain everything as, you know, as far as my bills, my businesses, my company and everything. And when she came up, I was actually like sick. Like I was in the bed, like what? And she like, Ma, she said, I think you need to do something to help kids and motivate kids. And I'm like, why? Because I cuss too much. And I still cuss, y'all. Miss Tiffany got a potty mouth.
We all.
But she said it, and I was like, okay. So when we first did one of my friends, I told her about it. She said, what day would you do it? I said, on a Saturday. She said, what about the clientele and the people in the shop? I said, if she want to do it, we doing it on Saturday. So my friend sent me the flyer. I posted a flyer on Facebook. Didn't get no one to enroll. No one. Like, so God told me, go down, because I lived upstairs from my salon.
Okay.
It said, go downstairs and sit. So I sat there and I was like, oh my God, another big idea, this stupid. Remind you, I'm already in this state of mind of being over everything, you know? And when I was sitting there, girls just was coming, walking in, like coming from everywhere. In our first workshop, we got like 25 girls, and now I have mentored over 800 girls.
So, okay, hold on, okay. We got 800 young girls that you touched their lives.
That I have came in contact with.
So how did you go from Detroit, right, to Houston? How does that happen?
From Detroit to Houston? You know what? I came here to visit. My sister lived here.
Okay.
And I liked the scenery.
Okay.
And it was crazy. This was a whole nother season in my life. And I had stopped doing Bluehead Betty for maybe about a year.
Okay.
In Detroit, and I was like, I want to start over. I think I was going, cause how old was I? Like 30? I shouldn't be telling my age, but
Don't do it.
Okay.
Don't do
You
it.
was 28.
yeah, I was like 19.
Yeah,
Maybe you was more side.
yeah.
But I was like, I'm always like jumping up and spontaneous and just doing things. And she was about to start high school, so I was like, if I'm gonna move somewhere, let me just jump out and move. And I heard great things about Houston, and I jumped up and came down.
So wow. So have you always been this person that just you get this idea without even thought and just up and do it?
Yeah. Whatever come to mind. One of the things I kind of abide by is try everything. Cause you're not gonna know what works. But as far as the kids go, don't try everything because you don't know what you might like.
Yeah.
So something you shouldn't try. But I always kind of been I've always been an entrepreneur. I mean, it's kind of like I don't like people telling me what to do.
Okay.
That's like one of my biggest things. But I think it came from when I had her. Everything that I have done came from her. Because it was like being young, not having a babysitter. It was kind of like you get tired of depending on people to help you with things.
Yeah.
And that's where it was kind of like, okay, I gotta do something else. I have to do something on my own that's gonna be able to support me and my daughter. So that's always been the goal. Even to now, like everything that comes from any business that I have comes off of me supporting her.
So you would be safe to say that Miss London is your reason why. Because I read a lot of books and they always say you gotta find a reason why.
You gotta find your why. I'm always good at coaching that. Like, what is your why?
Yeah. So that's your reason why.
Now she gotta be 18. I gotta find another one.
No, she's still your why.
So how does that make you feel hearing it from your mom that you inspired her to be the greatness that she is right now?
What? Do not start this laughing. How does that be real?
You wanna be real?
Yeah.
It don't make me feel like nothing.
Why?
I don't know. It just
You used to it.
yeah. I don't know. It's
Nothing. It's natural. Is that right or nothing?
Yeah.
Or you don't care what your mama?
She cares.
We just joke like this.
She cares what mama
yeah.
says. It's natural.
Yeah, it's like things that think like other kids, things that are a big deal is not a big deal to her.
Yeah.
Like it is not a big deal because I started, if we want to go back,
Okay.
I started my first business that I had on my own was a clothing store.
Okay.
And then I opened up an insurance company.
Okay.
But even before that, we sold clothes out the trunk.
Master P.
And when she was tell her the story. You could talk about because the crazy thing is now I'm scaling everything that we do down. Yesterday, I said, what do you think was the best time of our lives? And what did you say?
no. I asked my mama that because what's that song that came on by Pharrell? And she was like, oh my God, this is the best time of my life. And I was selling clothes.
Is it
I
front
want
end?
some.
Front. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
You know
No,
about
That was the broke moments of your life.
Yeah. You know how that song come on and that be like, you be like, where was I at in this point of my life? So that song came on and then I said to her, like, remember when we was selling clothes out the trunk, like.
That's Master P.
But guess what the crazy thing is? Out of all the businesses I done had, or even in corporate America, I made the most money selling clothes out my trunk.
I knew you were gonna say that.
I made the most money selling clothes out my trunk.
That's
People
hot.
used to talk about me. They used to call me baby boy.
That's hot.
They used to call me.
$40.
What
You know
about?
what?
Hey, look, they used
But
to.
people that came for fashion. So I knew you made the most money. I knew you were getting ready to tell me that.
Wait, listen, but they used to call me Ezel. What's old boy on Friday? The crack. Remember
Ezekiel.
Ezekiel.
Yeah, I know
whatever
you're
his
talking
name
about
is,
the guy.
So people used to always talk, and it was so funny because I think I was about 24, 25, and I used to fly out of town to New York and LA every other week, and we used to make maybe about $4,000 a week
Oh my gosh. Hold on.
selling clothes out my car.
Time
And
out.
if y'all see Miss Tiffany, Miss
So-
Tiffany
so-
might go back to that, okay? While you're playing.
So you making let's
Tell
get
them
this
about
straight.
her.
So selling clothes out your car, you was making $4 grand a week.
$4 grand a week. Before like all these boutiques was open, I used to go get like the exclusive items and sell them out my car.
I don't know too many people that make that a month, and you was making that a week.
Yeah, probably.
So that goes to show you that, man, you got that hustle and you got a reason why you doing something, you can make anything.
And she was always there. Even 2 years old, and people used to always tell me, she don't need to be with you. She need to focus on school. You got your daughter with you everywhere. And I mean, like, it set up some type of subconscious negativity in my mind. But look where we at now. And now she just, she's in a senior now. And now she's in cosmetology school. So when she actually graduates, she'll have her cosmetology license.
It's crazy. You know, it's crazy how when you start doing something, you come up with an idea and you start doing it, people that talk about you at first, but then they start asking, well, then they start fake supporting you.
Yeah.
Well, I see you doing that thing. Keep up the good work, this and that. Just in case if you make it, then once you make it, they be like, yeah, I remember when you was doing this. Be like, oh, but you was talking about me.
You know what's one thing that I always say? Stop hanging around people that always remind you of who you used to be. Because sometimes it come off as fake support.
Yeah.
You know how somebody always want to tell you like you're a realtor and you're an awesome realtor, you beautiful, and then they would come up with something like, remember when you was trying to sell hot? This is it. Is that about right? Tell them what our conversation. This is us every day. Like this is my circle. Like dang.
That's beautiful.
Like I'm just joking.
You know.
But yeah, this is my circle because what sometimes people even with myself, and if y'all watching this on social media, I'm not trying to offend y'all, but it is what it is. Your hustle can offend people. And even one thing with me, sometimes people will be like, I get this a lot since I moved here to Houston, because I talk fast, you know, and I'm so ambitious. It's even when you and I was talking. Yeah. When I have an idea and I come to the table with it, it's not really an idea. This is how we about to move.
Yeah.
If I sit up there and be like, oh my God, like, I like the way y'all painting on the wall, we should throw a paint party. No. I'm not coming to the saying, should we go? Yeah, should we? Thank you. That was a good way. Yeah, it's like no, we about to start throwing paint parties. Yeah. So that's kind of because the worst thing that could happen is you could be right back to where you was at. Why not do it? We could either be stuck right here or we could be up here elevating. So that's kind of what I abide by. And with Bluehead Betty, the same skills and the same ethics that I teach London. It's just kind of like I'm reteaching girls what I haven't had because I was that girl. Yeah. Like I was that girl that wanted to start a business, or I look at you and be like, oh my gosh, she is so pretty. How can I do that? And every time you go to ask someone,
and they never want to tell you.
No one never wants to tell you how they made it.
And you know what? I was just telling my husband the same thing the other day. I said, you know what? Once I make it, my information is going to be for free. Because you know what? It's nothing wrong with spreading knowledge. Everybody wants you to pay.
They want everything.
They want you to pay. What am I walking away with? Your lecture?
And I can see like when we do training classes, you know, but just off of how you become a realtor. People don't even want to spread that. Like, oh, well, I went to this school in California. You'll be like, no, you didn't.
They want to tell you how to generate leads and you got to pay for it. But see, your thing is different because you guys have hair. You have something that, okay, I need a mannequin. I need materials. Yeah, I'm going to pay for that because I actually have physical hands-on training.
And the thing, you know what, that's crazy. I'm happy you just said that too. Because I get a lot of slack. Because my program is a training skill program. So I get a lot of slack. It's not the kids. It's the parents. Yep. Because if you could buy your kid 3 bundles of hair, that's $225. Or you could buy them a pair of, what I don't like comparing Jordans because I don't like comparing, Jordan is what it is. I actually support the movement. Yeah. But if you could go buy them some Gucci shoes, do not come to me asking me, why do my program cost a certain, because if your daughter come to me and she made one wig, Debo.
My niece is part of her program.
Yeah.
If she come on, Destiny. Yay.
You can pay for the program, and about time your daughter leave, she know how to make a wig, she know how to braid, she know how to start a business. My daughter also teach sewing on a sewing machine, and we also teach different development skills. We also have a program called How to Deal and Deal. You know how kids say, "I can't deal" or "I can't deal with this." Do y'all still say that, or no? I'm old, whatever.
No,
But,
but I'll tell you why.
Yeah, but we have.
It's the mind. I have to interject. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I know this is your show,
No,
but I have to interject because it's a mindset. We briefly touched base on that when it came to entrepreneurship, but it's a mindset. People don't realize that
Yeah.
when I'm coming out of your class,
everybody needs that support and motivation.
well, no, but think about it. If I buy a wig, I'm spending $200 plus for a wig. If I make 10 wigs, that's $1,000, and I'm discounting it. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So people have to get out of that small-minded thinking that, oh well, my kid, she's gonna learn how to make. I'll pay for it.
Or another thing that you said is, I was that kid when I was younger that my parents said a hairstylist was not a real job.
Oh,
So
no.
what?
Yeah,
So listen. So what actually happened was I went years and years and years running away from being a hairstylist.
Girl,
You know,
we
and
need you
what-
in life.
yeah, and
Don't
without-
believe those people.
Yeah, I went years and years. So it took me until I be honest, till I was 30, you know, and I did hair. And I made saved over 6 figures and above.
Come on.
You know, and you have clients that try to teach you, try to treat you, you know, a certain way, or people do not see how big the beauty industry is, and I talk about this so much. The beauty industry, to be exact, is worth $445 billion.
Yep.
So even if you get 0.001% of that, you're still in 6 figures. Right now, London, she makes a minimum. Tell her a minimum. What's the minimum you would make when you work a week?
$200 a day,
What's the max that you will make a week?
$1,000.
Desmond, what
Speaking
do we?
to the mic. Speaking to the mic.
The
You make,
minimum would be $200 a day, and the maximum would be $1,000.
and why are you making this money? Because doing hair is planting a seed, and it's going to help you with what? What is going to help you with? It's gonna,
It's so hard when you give me like questions like.
but what are we
that.
talking? Yeah. What is it going to help you with?
Like it helped me, like
Entrepreneur.
Pay
yeah.
for college.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Oh yeah.
your mom is setting you up to. I'm gonna just interject with this. She's setting you up to this caliber dude. He can't even come to you because you're used to this certain lifestyle.
Oh my God, I'm so happy you said that.
Because-
Oh my God. Okay, I'm sorry.
Because if your hustle can't match my hustle, okay.
But you know what? Even with that, it's not even just your hustle matching my hustle, but it's the fact that you have the foundation that you will always be able to make your own money.
Yep.
And that puts you against the world differently.
And you
And-
worded it perfectly. Because the reality of it, the thing is, people don't want to face reality, and I didn't tell my whole story. What happened to her phone, people?
Oh, there it
The
goes.
reality
People are
of the situation, we could go back to my story. I had a mild stroke when I was 23 years old. That was the thing of me sitting in the bed, and I was just kind of over it, and I was depressed. I was in a deep depression. Sometimes I still go into certain things because I can't do hair that much, because sometimes my left side numbs up. I can't write no more. I can't write past a sentence. My memory, sometimes it's hard for me to walk, where when we walk places, London has to hold on to me. So my biggest thing that I was worried about, if something happens to me, who's going to take care of my kid?
Oh, well, you gave
So
her
that was
foundation.
it. So it
You
was
did
kind
great.
of like, it's not about, one thing I don't like is do not never place your kid in survival mode. That's the thing that we always do as a community. When something happens now, and then we get mad when we see the little boys slinging, dope boys, or we sit up here and see the girls on the
They
pole.
surviving.
It's a survival coping mechanism, so it's kind of like the no judgment zone. You do not know that girl had to get on that pole to stop from her dad touching her. That boy had to go out there because he had to feed his family. So even with me, it's like survival. When my body get numb, even now, I had to take her out of school for half a year here in Houston because I refused to go back home. Because I was like, God got something out here for me, and I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
And I'm not leaving here until I get it.
it.
So I had ended up getting sick. And people don't empathize with you. You know, they're like, you okay, you can do everything
good.
else. Yeah, you all right. So I took her out of school because it's just me and her. This is how we gonna roll with it. And a lot of people say a lot of negative things about it, even family members. She need to be focusing on this. But when something happened to me, didn't nobody, besides my parents, have my back. So even when certain things, I had, hey, London, I need this bill paid. I need you to loan me $400. London, and she's 16, 15 years old. I need you to pay this light bill. That is the truth, and don't nobody want to live in a truth.
Do you just
Everybody wanna
realize you
live.
just set her up for an empire?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you just realize that you just said that I could go to my 15-year-old and say, give me $400?
I told
And
you.
she
That
got
make you mad. She like, don't ask me for no money.
I told-
when you leave here.
I
But no, London, you should be proud of that. You should be, honey.
Like,
You
real
should be
talk.
proud
like,
of
like
that.
the stuff that I'm be honest with you. I told my niece at the age now that the money she making,
That's
I could only dream. I was making $7.85 at Walmart, and I was in college in Lamar and Beaumont. I was like, the money you making, I would get a little $200 check every 3 weeks. Every 2
Because
weeks.
when they in it, I wish I had a me.
Yeah.
Like, I wish I had that. Even now, I still get stuck sometimes because it's like going to the next level. I'm everybody else's mentor.
Now who you
But
go
who's
to?
like who's the motivator?
Yeah.
You know. But my biggest thing is with kids. I see so much things on social media that's negative, but nobody out there really telling them like, look, the world is yours right now. Y'all have technology. When I was younger, it was word of mouth.
Yeah.
So everybody had to say, I know her, I know her. Right now, y'all got Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, everything. So
Facebook.
y'all got the tools to actually make it happen and make more money than us.
Yeah, that's true. That's very
Destiny,
true.
I'm proud of you, girl.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, that's a
Oh, this
beautiful.
London.
London, I'm sorry, wrong child. But honey, that's a beautiful thing. You should be
So-
proud.
So what all do y'all teach in Bluehead here in
Um,
Teen Academy?
And Bluehead, Betty, you want to say what we teach?
Sure.
Okay, come on, girl.
Okay, I'm about to start with the hair section.
Okay.
So we teach basic learning skills of hair, which is like how to wash hair. When you don't say wash, you're supposed to say shampoo.
Mhm.
Like the type of textures your client go through, like so you want to break their hair off, sew-ins, wigs, curls, different type of curls. Then once we go into the sewing part, we teach sewing classes like how to make pillows, skirts, dresses.
The
and how to
stuff that
sew
was
these
normal
clothes.
back in the
It
day.
used to be home economics.
Yeah.
But we also have. I'm sorry, did I cut you off?
No,
I
you can go.
apologize. But another thing, we also teach the basic self-esteem development. We teach them positive affirmations. Well, how you have to tell yourself you're beautiful and you love yourself every morning. One big thing that a lot of teenagers do not know is the common courtesy and communication. If you and Destiny mad at each other, you can tell Destiny, that sounds weird me calling you Destiny. Destiny, I didn't like the way you made me feel. Everything does not have to be a love and hip hop fight. You understand? So one thing that I just want to say, any parents, I got to give a message out here to the parents. It's not that sometimes we assume that the kids know and they don't know. They don't know how to go to their friend and say, I feel uncomfortable, or set boundaries. So we kind of giving them a heads up. I just learned how to set boundaries. Tiffany, if you don't like something, it's okay to tell them you don't like it. It's okay not to hang with those people. That's what they need to learn, the basic common courtesy and the basic communication skills. So that is the one key thing. That is kind of the whole part of the program. And before, I just thought about this. Another thing I touch on is mental illness. And I don't like saying mental illness is superpowers, and everybody have them. One thing, I haven't been diagnosed for ADD, but please believe I gotta have it. But because I do like 50 million things. When you have a kid that lacks social anxiety, any type of issues where they can't be around people, you cannot tell that kid to keep performing the same way as other kids in school, because it's not going to work. So what happens when you have an autistic or a girl with autism? You going to tell her to go to school to be a lawyer. That's not the reality. But if I could take that girl with autism that can't talk, but I could teach her how to make the baddest wigs, she still can be successful.
Yeah.
So everybody have a different training and coping mechanism that's gonna help them get through society.
And those are some of the smartest kids.
The
Let me
smartest,
tell
they
you, 'cause
gotta
I
be.
have, I'm being honest, I have a cousin who has autism, and let me tell you, he can hack into anything. We
Yeah.
have locked him out of computers, and let me tell you,
Most people
I
that,
have broken a computer and have taken it to him.
because everybody's mind don't work the same, and
yeah.
everybody, most people who have suffered with myself, even with myself, because I'm lacking, sometimes my speech gets slurred, my hand don't work, my memory, since I've been down here, I'm having vision problems. Now I just go harder. Okay, now we gotta scale this business different. Now I have to align this business different, and your brain gonna trigger more ideas because they know that you cannot function the same way like everybody else. So the one thing that, if you have any kids that like suffer from any type of issues that they cannot cope with society, this program is good for it, because you can't just put them in a box, because that's not the box. I think they said, what is it, Einstein or whatever, they think he had dyslexia because he wasn't reading on the same level or as everybody. He's the smartest person in the world. So don't let nobody ever put you in a box where you have to do everything that the world or society is that think is normal.
You know what's crazy? Before we got here, this what I tell you in the car about a guy if he doesn't open the door for you.
He ain't right for you.
I agree.
If he don't open doors for you, if he's not a gentleman, a lot of times in this generation, it's like,
They
oh,
not
you
taught.
weak. Yeah, you weak, or but why are you doing it? Even the women, they be like, why are you doing it? Like, I can open my own door.
Really?
But that's just the way I
That's
was
what you
taught.
But you know what? They're not taught. Even with me, when you walking on the street, my father used to always tell me I have to
on the
walk
outside.
on the outside, like the man's supposed to walk towards the street.
Yeah.
But the people do not know. I was that girl. I came up in a 2-parent household, but it was a lot of things with my parents because they was working and had a lot of other things going on. They didn't teach me, so it was a lot of stuff that even now with London be teaching me certain things that I never got taught when I was younger.
Oh, see, because I would make you open the door. That guy
Yeah.
would tell you, I will stand there and I would wait for you
Now
to open my door.
Now my father, on the other hand, now when it came to guys, that was like the biggest. My father told us every little thing that we need to do when it came to a man. But I'm talking about like the girly things, just basic
'Cause I wasn't that
girly,
girly.
yeah, basic girly needs. We wasn't wasn't taught. So it's like I'm that girl that want to help all the other girls. That was me.
And that's great, though.
Yeah.
That is, because sometimes you need that. And sometimes, because we are moms and because we are working women, that sometimes we're so busy trying to provide and give the life that we never had, that our children don't get the necessities.
Because we still going through the motions.
We still going through the motions. And the little simple things like making sure that certain things match, and making sure that you never leave the house looking a certain type of way because you are your brand. It doesn't.
One thing that in me, we talk about this all the time, real quick. It is not nothing to me being judgmental. Even to this day, if I'm running outside to get something out the car, I gotta put shoes on. My dad don't let me run out the house with no shoes on. And another thing that I see a lot with a lot of young girls, you cannot walk out the house with a bonnet on your head. You have to look presentable. I'm just going to the store. No.
Same way. I agree.
Yeah,
with
I'm not
that.
talking about you. It's everybody, every little girl that I ran across, they don't think it's a big deal. And then when they with me, you know, it's like, no, this is what you supposed to do when you walk out the house. Just look presentable. But people are never taught. So we can't assume like somebody ratchet, or I hate using that word, but oh, she ghetto or she this. No, if you see a girl that you think that's not appropriate, don't judge her. Just reach out and see if there's anything that you can help her with, because sometimes the teenagers don't know. They just don't know.
Yeah, they really don't.
Yeah.
They go to Walmart, have on pajama pants and the bonnet on, and you know, you want to talk about them. Instead of talking about them, pull it to the side and be like, hey, you know.
I mean, you can't do it all. You know, they be ready.
Yeah. They be ready, you know, and every book. But it's amazing that the thing that you're doing. And before we get out here, let's talk about how do you fund all of this?
Fun. Oh my God, I'm so happy you said that.
Hey,
Listen,
you know, we talk so
look,
I gotta
yeah.
reach.
Funding. I charge for my program a basic fee. I don't have no funding. A lot of things I go over and beyond to do. I I was gonna run like a donation thing, and it's not pride thing, but I don't like get disappointed because one thing that bothers me when you're doing a good deed, they always say God got you, God got you. God have to use people to bless people, so it's not gonna come out the sky. And sometimes in our community, it's like when we doing a good thing, people assume, oh, you got a grant, you got this, or even it's not that easy. And politics is sometimes worse than the doughboys on the street.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'd rather
money,
go.
yeah.
I was gonna say I'd rather go on the street and be like, hey, look, I got this program and this is what I want to do for the kids. And I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of people who have supported me in the beginning have been the guys on the street and has been the girls that people judge that be doing their thing, you know, because they wish they had someone like me, so they be more supportive. Funding wise, I need help with funding. Right now, I actually had a water issue with my office that I am now that I have to leave, you know, because I done paid all this money and I'm not about to get a pipe fixed on a building that's not mine.
Yeah.
And somebody like, well, you could get it's not that easy. I work. Everything I do is still, this how I feel. I'm sorry, I got to just go hood work quick. When you do things illegal, when you do things illegal, we'll go hard doing something illegal to make something happen. You can use that same energy to do something positive. I'm not going to wait for a grant to help little girls. I'm not going to wait for somebody to come support me.
Too much red tape.
Yeah.
But then you look at your contract,
Yeah.
your repairs.
Yeah. So it's just certain things that I just do it. And it kind of gives me something internally. It feels like I was called to help kids, and it's not really about the kids. It's about me answering the call. It's like, oh God, this is what you want me to do? Because I could tell I'm a hustler. It's the story behind the things that I do as well. I could teach kids a lot of things, you know, but I'm going to teach them something positive so they do not have to do the things, or so London don't have to do the things that I had to do before I had her, you know. So, look, I need to look. If you want to donate, if you want to donate, look, I'm going to put it out there. If you want to donate to Bluehead Betty, you can go to blueheadbetty.com and go to the donations and just give us a small monetary donation. Or if you're a hairstylist or anything, fashion, materials from Joanna Fabrics, mannequins, anything that you have, or if you want to sponsor a girl for the program, you could do that as well.
Okay.
So, thank
what
you.
can they reach y'all on your social media and all avenues?
You can say your social media first. Where would they reach you at?
If you would like to reach me, my social media is on Instagram, LONDYN.world, London.world. I had to spell it out because people don't know my name right.
Yeah.
And for Bluehead Betty is Bluehead Betty Teen Academy on Instagram.
With Bluehead Betty is Bluehead Betty Academy on Instagram, and on Facebook is Bluehead Betty Teen Academy. We have a class and a workshop that's coming up September the 15th. We also are teaching boys how to groom themselves, as well as how to dress professional, as well as how to make t-shirts. We have a boy class coming up called Boys to Business, like Boys in the Hood.
Okay.
Boys to Business, that's coming up as well. So if you want to reach me, it's Tiffany Loves Hair on Instagram. On Facebook, you can put Tiffany Loves Hair as well. And any questions, or you want to learn about the program, go to blueheadbetty.com.
Well, I thank y'all ladies for coming out.
Thank you so much.
Hey,
Appreciate
DJ
it.
Waynehead. Hey, I got something for you though. I was looking it up while you was.
What? It's my
We're gonna
song?
get into it. Yeah, it's your song, DJ Waynehead. Let's get into it.